isn't under some profound level of stress. For some, maybe minimal, and it's something that they know there's a short term. There's a short term, and it'll be done. For some people, they can't even imagine a light at the end of the tunnel.
This is correct.
What are we doing about this?
Liz, one of the things that I talk about in my book is dealing with toxic and codependent relationships. I believe that's one of the top issues. Now, you may think it's economics, and that is important. But even in economics, you can always look at relationships being intertwined with that, because we always find ourselves dealing with the wrong type of people. It doesn't have to just be a romantic relationship. It can be platonic. It could be our families. So I wrote this book.
It could be business. Yeah, it could be anything that's impacting you.
Thank you. Your job.
Yep.
You're right. Your business and everything. So what do we do to curtail that? What do we do to come out of those toxic relationships that bring about stress? So one of the things I talked about in my book is to make some life changes. And what do you do about that? You make up in your mind. When you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. And that's what I'm guilty of,
That's exactly, we've talked about this, that is, and when you think about it, what is that? It's a great definition for insanity. It is doing the same thing day in, day out, and expecting a different result. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to help.
It's not going to happen.
So what do you do?
Not ever.
And this may be really simple. You may say, oh my God, that was so simple. Make up in your mind to change. It's a mindset. If you get tired of bumping your head, there's going to be this big bruise on your head. When you get tired of bumping your head the same thing, make change. Take yourself out of that environment. You may say, well, what if it's a job that I've had for 18 years, for a long time, and I've been there for so long? What do I do about that? Well, I tell people to do this. Start saving money. Start getting ready to go to school. Do things. If you want to start a business, work toward those things. Don't make your 9-to-5 job the core of your existence. If it's a relationship, a romantic relationship, if this person is not validating you with love and affection and acceptance, then leave that person alone. Literally, you may say, "Well, I'm in love with that person. I can imagine myself being by myself." But then learn to live alone. There's a chapter in my book called "Can You Stand to Be Alone?" Being alone is a very safe place sometimes. I think sometimes it gives you the ability to step back. Step and look at yourself.
And it's not necessarily that you even leave that relationship, but if you can step back, try and see the forest.
And look at it.
And look at it.
And see what is this individual bringing to the table that you need so badly. And then maybe you need to take a look at yourself, because one of the things I look at when you're in a relationship, I always tell people that you attract what's in you. So if you're attracting someone that's toxic and it's a codependent relationship, maybe the problem is not the other person, maybe it's you. And then that's the time you have to stay and go through that metamorphosis we talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying? And just begin the process of changing, begin the process of healing.
Right. Okay, let's get this book up again. I miss the hugs, but not the hurts. And again, it really is. It is taking a step back.
Taking a step back.
Taking it over, like an overview of what is.
Look at the woman in the mirror.
Column. Maybe one column is what is. Then the other side is that what could be, the cons and the pros. But the pros are what could be. Being what do you want to be, and what do you want to grow into when you grow up. And that's the thing, when I grow up, this is really what I want to be. I'm not doing it now, but I could be.
Looking at the woman in the mirror, looking at the man in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Assessing where you are in your life and where you want to go, and you can get there. And then you may say, well, Tanisha, that's so simple, just change. Years ago, a very important man in my life at the time said, just change. Just stop doing it. You know what I mean? Just put it down. If you're doing something that's causing harm to yourself, just stop. Get to the support groups, or whatever you need to do.
It's like that thing about step away from the, back away from the whatever it is. And that's part of the thing too, and I said to you, what are you seeing? And this is an email going to you, Tanisha, what are you seeing out there? And it's, what are you coming across? You're coming across the stresses, but as you say, you're coming across the outlets. So
and they're negative. We make poor choices. That's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Liz, because oftentimes in these hard times, in these economical challenges that we're having, oftentimes instead of us running to that which is positive, to empower us and enlighten us and to make us be good people, we find ourselves chasing demons. You know what I'm saying? We find ourselves getting in bad relationships, becoming promiscuous, infidelity, the breakdown of the family, premature pregnancies, all type of things are going on. Instead of us looking inside of ourselves and say, okay, I can be alone for a moment, I know how to be stable without all of these toxicities in my life. I can learn how to change my habits, the way I think, even if it's the television, even if it's the magazines that we read, even if it's the radio programs that we listen to. Change those outlets so that we can start doing positive things in our life, because we're killing ourselves. We have so much potential, but many of us will never reach it because we're allowing these toxic items or realities to come into our lives and destroy us.
Right, and again, it is the choice of what we do, and it's just like I think of Sadie Bolas. Somebody's been on my program years ago, and she said you have to learn how to just like stop.
You have to stop. You have to
change the channel.
Change
Literally,
the channel.
as you say, what are you watching? Change that.
That's
channel.
a good. I love that.
You know,
change the channel.
It's Tony Robbins when he says you've got to have almost some kind of a mantra that you stop. Why am I doing this? What else should I be doing? And then get on with it.
Right.
It's like stop. You see the dead thing in the road, hop over it and keep going.
Yes.
Don't get involved.
But see, a lot of times people think they're alone. Okay, you say, T-Shy, okay, you're saying
Never
change.
Right.
That's why I wrote the book. There are many books out there. There are people out there who have been there and done that, so to speak.
Been there, done that.
And I know we're going to talk about that later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I
you
love
know,
it.
here's a person like myself who's been involved with toxic relationships. I came out of them because I realized that I got tired of living the same lifestyle.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a difference
Life
between
choice.
it's a difference between making a mistake in life and having a lifestyle. A mistake is when, oops, okay, I did something wrong. I'm not doing that anymore. And a lifestyle is when it continuously goes on and on and on till it begins to eat at you and begins to tear at you and begins to deteriorate your very soul.
You're not kidding.
It's a lifestyle.
That's the truth. And so here's the ticket, is what choice are you going to make? So literally make your pro-con list. What are you doing now that you don't like? What do you want to be doing? And go for the light on that one. The other thing too is that it's as simple as everything that Dr. T. Ford is doing with, and you can find out about it with the website, drtford.com. It's so enlightening just to read it, the newsletter. Even when we've talked about this, we're going to move on. But Daphne's Corner, check out Daphne's Corner. I love it. Okay, and so that's part 2.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying myself.
This is so much fun. I knew it would be a blast.
Yes.
Okay, now we are 2 down, 1 to go. This is segment 3 in a heartbeat. I'm Liz Aiken. My guest today is Dr. T-Shy Ford. We always have so much fun when we're talking. And this one we're going to kick back. I wish I had some food to juggle. I do know a little bit about juggling.
Some juice?
We'll get some juice. Okay, here it is. So this is the 3rd focus, and this is going to be off of the book. All right, give me the name of the book.
This is a comma in your life, not a period.
Okay, tell me about this. What's the scoop here?
Okay, well, Liz, as you know, I am a cancer survivor.
You are.
And I was in the 4th and last stage of Hodgkin's disease. I had a tumor in my chest and I had one on my spine. And then one of the things that I learned through this ordeal is that I had to make, again, some life changes. And one of the life changes that I made was in my diet. I did take chemotherapy. I did take radiation.
You did all. I did all the
conventional things. There you go. I did all the conventional things.
But then you turned it a little integrative.
I did some unconventional things.
I love that.
Now, audience, I want to say this to you. I'm not a physician. Okay, so I'm not a physician. So I'm telling you what I did. So you need to ask your physician if it's okay for you. But I know, being a cancer survivor, these are some of the things that I did that worked for me. Okay, and one of the things I did was I juiced.
Well, what brought that on? What made you think about doing that?
Actually, I didn't think of it. Actually, it was a young lady that my sister knew very well. And she was telling my sister, you know, juices, different fruits and vegetables have very high antioxidants. And antioxidants fight off diseases.
In their natural state.
Yes.
But what we're seeing for the most part is what? Processed, packaged, canned,
that's what we're doing.
Whatever.
And taking away all the vitamins, all the minerals that we need in our bodies, okay? So I started the process of juicing. And I'm telling you, there were days when I just could not eat because of nausea.
Yeah, now let's go right, because that is the crux of it. And it really is. We like co-labeled this segment, been there, done that.
Yes.
Because you know firsthand, on the chemo, all the treatments that you had this nausea.
Yes, I did.
That you, so